Hi, my name is Gannin. Welcome to GA Music Academy. And today I'm going to break down a K-pop song I wrote for the band Twice. I co-wrote the song with Julia Ross, and it's called Polish. And the song starts off like this with these two elements. So those two sounds are pretty simple. I have a piano sound, and the chord progression is just C, A minor, F, and G. It's called a 1-6-4-5. And that's the very 50s kind of style chord progression. You've heard it in songs like Stand By Me. And so the next sound I used was by a company called Output. And the synth is called Arcade. And the sound I used was Always Be There. And this is what it sounds like. And so how I came upon that was I was just messing around, hearing all these different sounds until something stuck out to me. Something like Kygo would do. And so I'm just trying to find something that sticks out and would be memorable at the top of the song, something that would be identifiable. So when you hear the song, you know what it is. So that sets the tones for the track as it begins. And then after that, I came up with the drums. The actual drum group itself is just a break beat I got from Splice. And I'll show you that real quick. Sounds like this. Then I added claps, and I think I added snaps, actually. Let's see. Yeah. So together it sounds like this. I really like the juxtaposition of the two styles. You have like a hip hop groove against a 50s chord progression, and that kind of sets the tone. And then as the song goes on, it enters into the pre-chorus, which sounds like this. So a couple things going on here. You have a big hit at the beginning of this section. I use that all the time for transitions, you know. And the next thing you have is just piano. Now the piano is filtered, so it sounds a little different than the original piano. And then you have like this little synth arp. And all these things add character to the sections, right? And so you have... And the other thing I love are these drum fills. I got all these drum fills from Splice, and I'll show you what these sound like real quick. And then the chorus comes in, and when you have the chorus, it sounds like this. So you have impact sounds, you have the Kashmir, boom, big hits. And then the bass finally comes in, right? And this is the bass part. And that's just basically a trillion bass. That's a sampled bass. That's not real bass. And then we have some other things going on here. We have mallets, which is like a counter melody. Then we have Vox Synth. So we're bringing back the intro into the chorus. So it's not like some isolated sound. It's something that we use again and again. And so we bring it back into the chorus, same part, same sound. We have a synth arp. No. So we have the Vox synth, we have mallets, we have piano, we have piano filtered. And that's pretty much it for the chorus. I mean, that's pretty basic. There's not a lot going on except for the vocals, of course. Now, I don't have the vocals that Twice did because once I gave them the track, then they do their stuff in Korea. But I do have the original vocal, and I believe it sounds like this. So when we first came up with this song, Julie and I, it wasn't written for Twice per se, you know. We were just writing a K-pop song, hoping to get it landed somewhere. And so she was just coming up with these great melodies. I had this track for her, and it was all in English, obviously, at first. And then when we submitted it, they actually had lyric writers in Korea, and they changed the lyrics to what they wanted. And so that was how we ended up getting the song over. So the original song was in English. It was called Missed Call. And so once we have the chorus, we go back into this part. Again, you have all these fun noises, right? You have like this little siren sound, video game noises. A lot of my time actually spent on this track wasn't making the music part. That part was pretty easy. It was all these video game sounds that I found on Splice. I was really into finding some unique, weird sounds that I thought would give this track life. There was a siren sound too. I think it's called horns. It's this thing right here. It is not that. It is this. That's just mimicking the bass line again. And let's see, what else do we have? We have the siren. That's what I'm looking for. That's like a DJ siren that you hear at a EDM concert. And then you have snaps. And then you have claps. I mean, these sections are really simple. And the original vocal sounded something like this. So you can see that they kept the melody, obviously, but they changed the lyrics a little bit, a lot of it. And then we go back into the verse again. I added these drum line sounds, which I really like. So a lot of building these kind of tracks is exploration. I went on Splice and I was just looking for all these different drum sounds, and the drum line one is great. It just adds character to the track. And one thing to keep in mind as a producer is you want to keep each section moving along and bring up something that's special in it so it keeps the listener's attention. Like you want to make sure that when they're hearing it, that all these new sounds are coming in and it's not just cut and paste, right? So that's why I brought the drum. And I also doubled the melody. I don't know where that is. I think it might. And that's just the horns again. They're just distorted and kind of tweaked a little bit. The bridge is a lot of video game sounds. I love the bridge. It's so simple. It's just bass and drums, and then the vocals, which I'll show you the original tracks again. Really cool melodies. That was all Julia. She did all those like gang vocals and stuff. And that's a video game blip from Splice. All those little sounds just make the song fun. You know, as you're going along, you're just throwing these things in there. And I was just trying to find all these sounds and throw them in and see how they worked. And it's kind of trial and error because you put one in, it doesn't work, you move it around. And so same thing here. I like that one actually. That one's pretty funny. You have EDM elements, you have 50s elements, you have video game elements, you have all these things that I'm trying to keep your interest in the song. Then we go back into the last chorus. This time I brought the guitar in sooner. Just a little switch, right? Something to keep your interest. I love that drum fill right there. This one's great. Super simple, right? But I just love it. It's like in a weird spot. Not in a weird spot. It's where you'd expect it, but the fill itself just feels kind of different in that section. Yeah, I just like that fill. And then the song closes out on this. Another big hit from KSHMR. Check out KSHMR's stuff. He has great, orchestral sounds. He has a bunch of stuff. That's great. I use his stuff all the time. Yeah, I mean, basically the song is just a mixture of different styles. You have hip hop drums against 50s chords with video game sounds. And I think all those elements made it fun and something that Twice wanted to sing on, and I'm very glad they did. And so go check out the song. It's called Polish by the band Twice. And you'll get to hear the track the way it ended up. So there you go. There's the song. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. And please subscribe. If you like what you heard, there's going to be more content coming soon. I'm going to be breaking down more songs and just adding a bunch of different content, guitar playing to production, you name it. So have a great day, y'all, and I'll see you soon.